All right, friends, in studio with us and the sponsor of today's show, one of my favorite people on earth, Mr. Brian Johnson of Valley Mortgage. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Eric.
If you could see Brian right now, he's in a debonair suit, and every time I see him, I compliment him hand over fist because, dude, you look good today.
Hey, thank you.
Did you dress
It's a great
yourself?
Day. I did.
Uh-huh.
I did ask my wife what tie I should wear, though. So,
well, thank you to Nettie for putting you together
Yes.
and helping out. Brian, we had a big day this last Monday. What happened this last Monday together?
we won a golf tournament, Eric.
Yeah. Why did you have me on your golf team?
You have a great short game, and it's always fun playing.
What about
Yeah.
the rest of my game, Brian?
You're still working on it, I think.
I sure am. Here's the thing is that BJ and myself and a couple other people of Hatch Realty put together a golf team for the Fargo-Moorhead Area Association of Realtors Golf Scramble. It was an awesome day on Monday. So windy, so hot. My ginger forehead is crispy.
Mine too.
And you're not a ginger, but you and I suffer from receding hairlines.
That's
I think.
true, yes.
It's great. That's why we're on radio right now. And Brian, you are a heck of a golfer, and you have this long ball that, boy, you drive about 300 yards, don't you?
On a good day, yes, I try to. Yep.
Well, you had a good day on Monday. We won ourselves a golf scramble, and there's a lot of good days happening right now in real estate too. Give us an overarching idea of what's happening in the real estate world, specifically for home buyers.
Interest rates are still very, very low. They're nearing an all-time low again.
We've been saying this for years. I've had you on my radio show now for a couple of years, and we continue to say rates are low. Rates are low. Rates are low. How in the world are rates still low?
It sounds like a broken drum, but they have been fallen even more, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So we're nearing all-time lows again. And we don't think it actually will stay this low for quite some time. So probably through the end of the year, it's an election year. Typically rates do end up dropping a little bit during the election year just because of the uncertainty of what's going to happen.
Right. People are curious as to what's going to happen with our political campaign. And I don't want to speak of one candidate or the other because they're both kind of hot messes. But what I do want to think about is what kind of implications will we have if Trump gets elected, or what kind of implications will we have if Hillary gets elected? Do you have any forecasts?
I really don't. I think the market's going to be pretty it's not going to fluctuate a whole lot. And we might see rates go up 0.25%, 3/8, maybe 0.5% into next year. And it probably doesn't matter who wins. I think the market will just fluctuate out to that anyway, just because rates have been so low so long.
So people have, and you said the word uncertainty, Brian. And again, those of you just tuning in, Brian Johnson of Valley Mortgage talking with us today. There is uncertainty out there. But if I'm hearing you clearly, you're saying that no matter who gets elected, we're going to be okay. Rates are going to go up because they have to go up, but we aren't going to see a spike of another couple of percentage points if Trump or Hillary gets elected, right?
I don't think so, no. I mean, rates are in the low to mid 3% for 30-year fixed rates, and that's just unheard of. If we get back closer to the 4%, maybe even staying under 4%, I think that's going to be where the market's going to be into next year.
Okay, and that's a good place to be.
It is, yeah.
We're going to talk in the next segment here, and I'm going to clue people in on exactly what's happening with listings because the market is changing. What are buyers saying right now out there, Brian? Are they having to fight quite like they had to a few months ago?
Not nearly as much. We're seeing a little bit of stall in some values coming up, but I think that's just the time of the year. Things have sold in the spring market pretty hot, and we're just waiting for some homes to close to kind of get to that next level and have our continued growth. So,
and this has been a unique place. I study all the time, Brian, on what happens with interest rates, but more specifically, what's happening in our local community, because the interest rates are controlled by the Fed, right? We don't have any say over that here.
Correct. Yep.
So we watch what happens here, and in 2011 was our lowest year in real estate, and we had an actual recession of, if my numbers are correct in my head, it was 1.25% for homes, and now we see an appreciation anywhere from 2 to 8% annually. What does that mean for home buyers, Brian? Let's say somebody's buying a $200,000 house, and they purchase today. What's that house going to be worth in 5 years?
That's a great savings account basically that you're building equity in, and in 5 to 8 years, I mean, you could be looking at $40,000 to $50,000 in equity
just from living,
paying your bills, and rent prices are going up too. So a lot of times, what I hear from customers is their mortgage payment is equal or pretty close to what they're paying for rent.
I ask, we do a home buyer class at Hatch Realty, and that's coming up next week, actually. It's coming up Monday and Tuesday. So in 2 days and 1 day, we have our home buyer class. So go to livefargomoorhead.com to check that out if you want to sign up. We can still squeeze you in. But people say I'm in a 2-bedroom apartment. It's 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, or 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and they're paying like $1,000 a month.
Yeah, or more in some places.
Yeah, that's a great apartment. So what can somebody get? Let's say they have $1,000 a month that they want to spend. How much house does that actually buy them?
It depends on what their down payment is, what their credit score is, what loan program, but anywhere from 150 to 190,000 perhaps.
So that's a lot of house. I mean, 150,000 to 190,000, even if you put down the minimum amount, should get you 3 bedrooms, should get you a garage stall, and should get you 1 or 2 bathrooms, plus that savings account that you just talked about.
Exactly.
So if the property's appreciating and you're paying down your mortgage, realistically, all the money you put into your house is essentially coming back to you, or at least a lot of it.
Right. Plus, there's tax benefits, too, as owning a home, so you get to write off your property taxes, if there's any mortgage insurance, and all the interest that you pay.
BJ, yeah, it's music to my ears, saving money for our listeners. So if they do want to talk with you, and I'm convinced that you are like the guy in town in terms of helping people out with mortgages. So how can you help people out? How can they get in contact with you?
Sure. Call my office at 461-8450 or visit us online at valleymortgageinc.com.
And heck, we'll even put a link on our website, livefargomoorhead.com, for you to connect with BJ. Mr. Brian Johnson of Valley Mortgage, thanks so very much for sponsoring our show. Always great to have you in studio. And ladies and gentlemen, go to livefargomoorhead.com for everything you need. This is Real Estate Radio with Erik Hatch.